There was a very interesting study with this where before people were getting onto a train, the researchers went up to them. So imagine you're in a train station and you're going somewhere like to school or to work, okay? And imagine a researcher comes up to you and says, do you want to be in this experiment? We'll give you like $5 or something. You're like, yeah, sure. And they say, okay, if you spoke to a random stranger on the train, do you think you'd be happier or unhappier? And the majority of people would put unhappier, like it'd feel awkward. I don't want to speak to a stranger. I just want to put my earphones in. The majority of people would. I'm sure that quite a higher percentage of people watching this video would probably say, oh yeah, I'm like, speaking to a stranger is nice. But on average, the majority of people would actually say, no, I wouldn't want to do it. It'd be awkward. It'd be uncomfortable. Then the researchers tell you, okay, we've just done some random number selection thing. You're part of the participants who'll have to speak to a stranger on the train today, and we want to just see how it'll affect your mental health. Most people go into this thinking, oh, it's going to be awkward, I'm not going to like it, I'm going to speak to a stranger, it's going to make me feel like unhappier, unpresent, less mentally healthy. What do you think happened? The participants who ended up speaking to the stranger had a significant boost to their mental health compared to the ones who just commuted like normal. What we can conclude from that is that speaking to a stranger or speaking to anyone, even when you don't even feel like it, is actually still good for your mental health, because we are tribal creatures. And it is absurd the way that we live these days. When you just think about the concept of like public transport, if you think about the concept of a train, think about how absurd that is when we still have the same caveman brain and nervous system. How odd it is. For example, the concept of a gym, that's weird. In the modern day, think about it. Dangerous positions that you put yourself into when you're bench pressing, when you're squatting, and strangers, people who are neutral in your mind. Imagine we were back in the caveman days and you saw a stranger. Very quickly, within seconds, you would categorize them into friend or foe. You go up to them, analyze their body language, and see, okay, are they part of my tribe? Oh yes, they are part of my tribe. Okay, come on, let's go. Or you'd see, wait, they're not part of my tribe. I'm basically gonna have to fucking butcher this other man right now. Can you imagine this interaction? If you imagine yourself literally just naked in a field and you've got a big fucking rock in your hand and there's a random man next to you and you're literally gonna see, okay, can I recognize you? If not, I'm gonna have to try and bash your fucking skull in. This was reality, and our brain and body is not that different from those times. There were no such things as strangers back then. Very quickly you identified if this person was friend or foe, and after that you took the necessary actions. These days we're around strangers all the time. You're there doing bench press right now in the gym, and basically 99% of the people in the gym are strangers. You haven't identified if they are friend or foe. You don't know if they're in your tribe or not. You actually don't know if they'd hurt you. Like, you don't actually. We have this almost this false sense of certainty, of this security that yeah, of course, it's not gonna happen to me. No one's ever gonna hurt me. But that subtle sense of anxiety is inside of us, where we know that people could actually hurt us. We know that we can get hurt, and it pains our caveman nervous system to constantly be around strangers. And so why I think this study was so important is because they told random participants, make one person in this train cart, make one of them no longer a stranger. Just one. And they had a significant boost to their mental health because of that.